ever in my life would someone tell me that now I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah,
Mhm.
never. Never.
Um, I get that. Trust me, I know you very well. So I remember those pieces of the 9 to 5, and then I remember at times I'm like, girl, you can make so much more money.
Right?
But now that I'm closer to it, I'm like, girl, I get what you were saying.
The
Now
amount
I
of work
understand.
goes into running your own business. But that's what we're
Mhm.
going to talk about today. Hey, everybody. This is Therapist Talk. I'm Kim.
I'm Tamiko.
And today we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial mindset.
Mhm.
So let's tap in, Tammy. Let's tap in.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so first of all, Tam, guess what? We just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed. We got some new subscribers on YouTube. We're so excited and we're so grateful because you took the time and you just clicked that little button, that little bell, and you subscribed. And we are very grateful for you joining us on this journey. You want to say anything to them, Tam?
Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yes. So as I said, I really never considered that. That was not something that I wanted. I was always quite fine with getting my 2 weeks pay, getting my 401k or 403b. I was fine. I was fine with that level of security. And it's interesting, right, Tam? Because my dad, my
Mhm.
younger brother, and my younger sisters are the entrepreneur of our family. So
Mhm.
I grew up watching my dad be an entrepreneur, right? He always did whatever he had to do to take care of the family. He was the provider
Right.
protector. And even then, I was like, yeah, I don't want that. I was like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in being in having my own business.
Hmm.
There was never no even seeing that and really
Hmm.
honoring both him and my mom's work ethic. Wasn't interested. What about you?
You know what? I'm just gonna touch on that though, because I remember seeing you growing up like as a teenager, and I remember your dad, yes, always working, working, working. But I remember your dad also instilling in you, girl, get your 9 to 5. Right?
That
Right. So I think that's a really important step too. Like him not wanting you to work or not work as hard because he definitely worked hard and you definitely work hard. But I think he didn't want you to be engaged in like so much struggle. He wanted you to be more secure with the 9 to 5 or the traditional job that has the retirement package and all of those pieces. For me, I remember my mom for most of my childhood, she worked like as a nanny mostly. Later on, she worked as a nurse for a little bit and in a factory for a bit, but pretty traditional in terms of not quite 9 to 5, but pretty much almost a 9 to 5. Definitely not an entrepreneur. And I just remember seeing that and kind of thinking, okay, I guess that's what I do, right? Something where I go for a set amount of time, I get a set amount of pay, and then eventually retire. So that's also what I saw. And my mom definitely pushed me towards that as well, because she wanted me to be okay, be financially secure, and also make more money than she did. So she sacrificed a lot so that I could be able to like live more of the life that I wanted, but
right.
also be secure.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, being an entrepreneur was more out of I saw what she did and I saw how hard she had to struggle too. And I saw how many things she missed, just because she had to be at work. No fault of her own. It's just a part of being being in a salary job sometimes, right? So I think for me, the mindset kind of came from wanting to do it differently. And it's been almost 20 years at one job, right? So now I'm embarking on a journey that's kind of unknown to me. Yeah.
I think for me too, like it started to shift for me when somehow I started to look at it as like an assignment. So like when I graduated from undergrad, shout out Dickinson College, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Um, and I entered the workforce, and I entered as an HR assistant at the time. And I was like, okay, this is my first job, but I looked at it as just that. It was a job, it was a means to an end, it was a resume builder, it was my responsibility, right? All of that was on my mind. So I showed up, I did what I had to do, but again, it was just a part of the routine. And then something happened. There was a shift. And the shift literally started when I started to look at it as an assignment. It then started to become like a part of a bigger picture. So I found that I was kind of like leveraging stuff, right? So this is something that I can learn from. So I started my view of jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or work experiences became, oh, this particular thing I'm in here, whether I want to be here or not,
Mm-hmm.
this can help me get to my next. Right?
Okay.
This can help me build my skills.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This can help me understand character development, because when you work in a place with a lot of people, there's a lot of personalities, and there's a lot of things that you have to be able to navigate in terms of personal dynamics and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to literally use it as a leverage point, and I was like, okay, I'm going to treat this as an assignment, right? This is something I'm doing for this moment. I
Mm-hmm.
need to be accountable to it. I need to do it well. I need to know that it's not forever, but it is going to get me to my next. And I still wasn't thinking entrepreneurialism.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking of a better job, right? Or I felt capped.
Mm-hmm.
I really started to feel capped. I felt capped with my time,
Yeah.
activity, and I was like, no, this is not working for me anymore. And I want out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to just take the caps off. I don't want anybody capping what I can make.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any caps on my time. Like, that is the greatest thing for me right now.
Yeah.
My
Mm-hmm.
time.
Right.
I get to allocate my time. If I want to take a vacation, I don't have to check with 3 or 4 people, and really value my time.
Right. What you said is so important in regards, especially to time. Um, that I think is the pinpoint for me as well. Just being in my 40s now, like almost 50 now, right? And just knowing that I want the next part of my life to be very different from the way it had been before, right? I know I want to travel a lot more. I want the freedom of, you're right, not checking with the 3, 4, 5 people before I can go on a vacation, or, oh, it's denied because this person's already on vacation that week, or we need you for this project, right? Also,
Yeah.
why is he talking about time? These Canadian winters and me?
No.
The time to get to work, to get home. I'm trying to be in my house. So that was a very big part of time for me, wanting that time back. Also, the anxiety and the stress of being in this bigger bubble of work, right? Just it's very different where I'm going next in my career. But time is definitely, I think that was the most important piece. We talked about the mindset, but to me, I want the lifestyle that I see with that as
uh,
well.
Good time. Yeah, the lifestyle. That's good.
Mhm.
I think the freedom in that lifestyle is
Yeah.
really um, what makes a mindset entrepreneur, right? Like, it's like, okay, you have the freedom to choose. Remember when my sister, when she decided she was going to be an entrepreneur, because she worked for A.R.P for years,
Yeah.
and she was like, yeah, I'm going on my own, and she kept using this phrase. She's like, oh my God, Kim, I feel so free. So
Oh.
she just kept saying, I was like, what do you mean? You're not in bondage. You have a great job with a great company. She said, no, it's a great company and it's a great job, but I feel so free.
Mm-hmm.
I own my own now, right? Like, And it made me think of building, right? And I was,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, you're building and expanding somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
When are you going to build your own, Kim?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have forever on this earth.
Right.
When are you going to build your own dream?
Mm-hmm.
Even give your dream the time of day.
Yeah.
Allocate time just
Mm-hmm.
to build that dream.
Yeah.
Give
That's a
it
big
thought.
one. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Give it
Yeah.
thought. We don't even, sometimes we don't even give it thought because we're so, and I know I'm guilty of that. When I was working, it was just about like finishing the day and then going home and eating and sleeping and maybe talk to two people, maybe, and then going, doing it again the same. I wasn't building my own dream.
Yeah.
I was an entrepreneur with that mindset. I get to build, I
Mm-hmm.
create, right?
Yeah.
The kind of life that I want for myself and my
Mm-hmm.
legacy to be, you know.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? I actually talk to people a lot
Mhm.
about this at work right now.
Okay.
Um, because since they know I have my degree now,
Yeah.
it's like we have more sessions, they're almost like sessions, than check-ins. But a lot of them are kind of like, how do I get unstuck? How do I also get into the mindset of being an entrepreneur, or
Mhm.
even having that as the side, or even having the time to live my dreams?
Yeah.
And I talked to them a lot about it because I felt that way for almost 20 years. It's not quite stuck, but maybe a little sister to stuck. We spend the majority of the the better part of our days at work, right? Like the time when you're more than likely the most awake. Sometimes it's when it's the sunniest. Sometimes if you're doing like the 8 to 4, let's say, you're spending like the best part of the day at work. And when you go home, sometimes your energy is really depleted. So you really don't have as much to give
Yeah.
as you've given to people at work, mind you. Sometimes you don't have that to give to yourself.
Yeah.
You
That's
start there. Family, friends, loved ones, like all of that, right? So sometimes you don't have the energy. So if I don't have the energy for me, how am I going to have the energy for my dreams?
that part.
Right? Yeah. So it's just like, how do we cultivate self care, self awareness, so that you have the time to work on your dreams? And a lot of times I tell people, you say you don't have time, but walk me through your day, right? There's the time spent on scrolling. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying it's time. The time spent on TV, nothing wrong with that. I love me a good TV. But when we look at the numbers, so much time is literally spent doing these things
Yeah.
after spending so many hours doing someone else's dream. You have the time for your own dream. You have the time to pursue these things,
So, mhm. You
right?
have to make the time.
You have to make the time, even if you're tired, like what? Maybe it's taking a nap after
All right.
work. Maybe
Did,
it's eating food so you feel energetic.
Tam,
Maybe it's yeah.
did you just say like what? Did you just go into patois?
I'm not even sure what I said, girl.
No,
Maybe I did. The Jamaican couldn't hold off.
it is. You're tired like what?
You tired? Yeah, yeah, I did. And that's funny because I work with a lot of Jamaicans. So, but seriously, like it's replenishing and refreshing yourself enough to where you have time for your dreams, whatever that may be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have to carve out time.
yeah.
Everybody that's listening to us, please hear us.
Hmm.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to carve out time for you.
Hmm.
Can't be so focused building everybody else's dream and then too tired for you. No.
Hmm.
Oh, look at that allocation again.
Hmm.
Come home, right? You remember you could be an entrepreneur and have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. I did that for years.
Hmm.
We did that, right?
I'm
So
doing that right now.
so you can do that, but it starts here. You got to tell yourself, listen, that I gave to them 8 hours. I did
Hmm.
best work there. now it's my time.
Yeah.
Not going to be too tired for my
Mhm.
in my life. Absolutely not. You
Yeah.
carve that time. You give yourself an hour of just you dreaming and building your own dream.
Hmm. Yeah. And honestly, like if an hour is too much, because it's
Let
brand new, right? All right,
let
how about we still carve out an hour for ourselves, right? But I remember for me, take care of the physical pieces that can help you get there, right? But also, I remember like I remember doing these things called just doing it in fives. Like
and
if I could do 5 minutes of something, it's better than nothing. So I remember I put 5 minutes to read a book because I love to read. You know, I love to read. So I remember giving myself 5 minutes to read something, giving myself 5 minutes to look into the courses or the practicum thing that I needed to do for school. Just 5 minutes a day, giving myself 5 minutes to engage in self-care. So I throw on a 5 minute like meditation video. I did five fives.
I
That's
love
all I can manage for a while.
that's
Five
real
fives.
that's realistic, right? Five.
Yeah,
I love
five
that.
fives. And then I started building up to 10 minutes, the same five things. Then 20 minutes, the same five things. And the more I started doing that, the less I was scrolling, the
Mhm.
rest I was watching mindless stuff. Mind you, I still do those things, but just not as much because now I've made time for my dreams.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I could not just do it cold turkey. I had to go really, really, really slow because there was also the mental piece about feeling stuck that I
Mm.
had to get past.
Yep, that's great. So you guys heard it. Five fives. We recommend that. Try that and see. But please stop telling yourself that you don't have the time.
Yeah.
You find the time for you.
Hmm.
Find the time for you, or else,
Yeah.
as I said, you'll be depleted.
Yeah.
No, your creativity will be depleted.
Hmm.
You'll all depleted, and that's not fair to you.
Right.
No.
Yeah. And then you walk around life feeling like empty or purposeless or just all of these things that are so negative, or you give your mind the space to cultivate negativity about you.
Yeah,
Right?
that's where the negative self-talk comes in. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
absolutely. Um, one of the stuck points for me in on this entrepreneurial journey is networking.
Oh,
That's a huge
okay.
in an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
That is not now, mark you, I enjoy having conversations with people. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy networking.
Yeah.
I don't do it enough.
Okay.
Do it enough. And I realize now in my mid-40s, that's a critical part of entrepreneurship. So I highly, highly recommend because I'm working on that now. That's what I'm working on is to do more intentional network, not just network with everybody, but be more intentional about
Hmm.
who I network with and being open to it.